Hey everybody, today I'm talking about the very controversial topic of meat versus no meat, following my Facebook post on that. And the other Facebook post that I wrote, I removed it later because I realized that there are people who take things personally, and written form cannot be explained. It can be interpreted in so many ways that people can misinterpret it when my intention was not that. So I apologize anybody who's been offended, but I also want to tell you that I'm not being a conformist or a people pleaser here. So I'm definitely raising an issue with some aggressiveness behind it to encourage introspection and inspiration for those who want to be inspired. And I'm not directing it at somebody in particular, not at all. So my aim is to influence you through this video and through my articles. If you want to be influenced or not, that's totally up to you. That's totally your decision. So I want to give you scientific and spiritual reasons why meat eating is harming you and your children in a very, very big way, and it's harming the globe and generations to come in an even bigger way. So it's a very urgent and important topic that we need to talk about because all of our other life problems are in a very big way connected to this behavior of eating meat. I am lucky to be belonging to a religion that's Jainism. It's a very small sect of people where we are taught that kindness is the biggest virtue, and there's no bigger gift than kindness and compassion that we can give to anybody else, whether that's a stranger or somebody we know. And those virtues and values have been close to my heart. We are not forced to follow religious expectations or religious teachings, I would say, but we are encouraged to, and the decision is left on us. And I've been one of those persons who does not use leather items. I do my best. When I'm living with a family, I do not want to control their choices. But as far as I'm concerned, I do my best. 99.5%. I don't use leather. I don't have leather boots or leather belts or leather bags. If I don't have a choice, because the world we're living in, everything's available in certain forms now, then yes, but not just for fashion. Typically, I would not buy anything with leather or eat honey because it's their homes. And people who want to defend it will defend it in many ways, but the truth does not change. And a huge part of the truth of eating animals is that animals have five sense organs like we do, and they have very strong family bonds and emotions like we do, which plants do not have. They have I think two sense organs versus five, two or three, and I think two. And so the more the sense organs, the more the pain of being harmed, of being cut or slaughtered. And I do understand that many of you who are eating meat do not even realize what is actually happening to animals. You're just used to doing it, or you don't. If you were to go to a slaughterhouse and if you were to see what happened to those animals and feel their feelings, then I think 50% of you would stop eating meat. I would, and I go against the argument of the sustenance theory. I forgot the name what that's called, but sustaining the universe, and for that we need to eat animals. If that is the truth, then we do not need to grow more animals to be eaten, to be slaughtered and cut. Right? I mean, that's where the sustenance theory completely falls flat. If you are trying to sustain the universe, if that's why you're eating meat, then the universe will sustain itself. You don't need to create more animals, grow more chickens or more turkeys and other animals and birds to be eaten. So give me a stronger argument on that front. In terms of the way animals versus plants, because of the family bonds they have, the five sense organs having blood in their body, the way they feel pain is the same as the way we feel pain, which plants do not. So plants do feel pain to a lesser degree, and we were taught that we should ultimately aim at not even eating plants. So becoming so self-aware and reach a state of self-actualization where you're not in this body anymore, so you don't need to consume. But we are told consume only whatever is required. Of course, we go over and beyond that. But it's like saying one murder is not equal to 10 murders, right? It's not the same thing. 10 murders is more sinful than one murder. It's more painful. It's more harm done. So it's the same theory that I'm applying over here. And animals, like when you have a pet, when we have people of those of you who have pets, how much affection do you feel for the pet? How bad do you feel when the pet is ill, when the pet needs surgery, when the pet is hurt? You feel that, right? You feel the pet's pain because you know your pet is in pain, and it's just another animal, and it's the same for all other animals. Then when we are so protective about our pets, then why are we not protective about the other animals which are a part of our family? If this whole universe and globe is a family that we live in, we use its resources, right? Why are we not able to be mindful about the fact that these are also living beings equal to us in feelings? We are more powerful, more intelligent, and more power means more responsibility to protect, not more freedom to harm. So I would encourage you, those who are eating meat, go to a slaughterhouse one day. Understand and watch their pain. Watch them scream or see the pain in their eyes. When we are cut, or when we get a scratch, a knife is passed through our body, how much pain do we feel? What if that happens to our children? So every animal we eat is somebody's child. It's somebody's parent. Um, it's somebody's pain that we are consuming. And that pain goes within us. We carry all those negative badduas, what we say, negative feelings and vibes and energies within us. And that vibe stays on our soul. It creates a coating on your soul. And that keeps on every time we consume animals and animal products. We use those ivory products, and because, well, if you're telling me that an animal has died and these are made from those animals, and if you're giving me enough proof for that, okay, I mean, that's still understandable. But what about animals that were alive and that were cut to make gelatin for a fruit snack, for ice cream? It's just one moment of pleasure for us. It's somebody's life. It's somebody's family member taken away from them forever. And when that happens to us, how devastated are we in our lives? Then why do we fail to understand and ignore that they're not as they are just as devastated as we are? I also want to let you know that there are so many animals that maybe many meat eaters do not know. There are this animal industry is such a big industry that so many animal breeds are they are forced to breed, they're forced to produce, where female animals at an early age are raped by many male animals. They're set together in situations like that so that they'll have more babies, and when those babies are small, they're taken away from their parents. So the amount of pain, like in animals like sheep and cow that are extremely emotionally affectionate and gentle and kind, they feel a lot of pain. And those babies are taken away from their parents, so they're both in pain, parents and babies. And women or female animals are given injections to mature early so that they can produce more. And this is all for one moment, for 5 or 10 minutes of a meal that we enjoy, and that we eat maybe 10,000 times in our lifetime, along with our family members. So we are consuming some several thousands of animals and their families and their pain, and allowing that to be a part of our system, giving it to our children. Anybody, even if there's one person who's able to put that image into your mind of an animal being burnt, being cut, being brutally murdered, raped, should we complain if all of that happens to us, to our families? Do we have enough right to complain? I don't think we do. I don't think we do, because when we are doing it to other human beings, to other living beings, to whom we consider ourselves to be superior, we should be protecting them. A powerful person should be protecting us. Then why should we complain when somebody else does it to us? And if we were to argue that plants and animals are all the same, then humans are no different, right? Then all living beings should be the same. Then the fairness comes in. If we are saying plants and animals are the same, it doesn't matter. If you're eating plants, we can eat animals, then we should be eaten as well, and we shouldn't complain if we are eaten. If we are eaten, anything is happened or done to us, because then it's a fair game that way. To some of you, it may not make sense at all. To some of you, it might be inspiring. I hope it is. Even if it's thought-provoking, and it's never advisable or wise to just leave something all of a sudden is as good as an addiction. if you do decide to, at any point of life, give up meat, eating animals, then do it gradually. Unless if you have a strong urge to, just leave it. But if not, then do it gradually so that you don't have withdrawal symptoms and you're not, your body is, and your mind is not in shock mode. And sometimes it takes that one seed of thought to be implanted in your system, to bring a change over several births. So even if you think, somebody thinks that, yes, this does sound like logical and worthy, but I don't want to make a change, that's okay. But the very thought that you've put in some thought to it, you've given some benefit of doubt to it, you're leaving yourself with a great opportunity sometime ahead in life. The scientific reason for not eating meat is, animals live in a lot of fear because they're constantly in a survival mode. They're constantly fearful of being eaten, being attacked by other predators. So there's a lot of fearful emotions in animals. Also, they're living in the natural surroundings now, in a universe that is polluted, in an earth that is highly polluted. So things that they're consuming are staying in their body, and when we consume that, we're bringing in not only their emotions, but we're also bringing in all of the body diseases that they may have. No matter, like, if people are telling you that you're buying it from sources that are organic and etc., etc., there is so much adultery happening in food. There's so much that being said but not being followed. So I don't know whether there's a clear demarcation to tell that what's being sold to you is, are they going to check an animal for disease, like for everything? For liver functioning and kidney functioning and etc., etc., before they're cut and brought to you? I don't know. It's, better than that. I haven't looked into that industry. But we're bringing in their vibes and their emotions, and that brings in more fear, more anger, because they're aggressive beings in general. So we're bringing more aggression within us. We create those vibes and we give that to our children as well. That's, if I had a chance, or maybe sometime in the future, I might say it in a more aggressive way. Because I'm not wanting to be a conformist. I'm really wanting to go out there and tell you, give you a message that please give it a thought. Go to a slaughterhouse. That's my challenge. Watch animals being cut and then being cooked and brought to you. And even if you say that I'm not doing it, I'm just eating them, but you're still encouraging that, you're still allowing that, and you're still propagating that. It's somebody might be murdered, but if you're creating a weapon for murder, then you're a part of the murder, right? So it sounds harsh, and some of you may take it personally, and that's really your choice. Bye bye.